What's going on YouTube? This is What Would Josh Do? And this is a super exciting video. Probably the most exciting video of the year. And I know I say that a lot, but it's true because behind me is my Anker SOLIX 240 liter. And it's been awesome. It literally is our water and Sprite fridge. Like we keep cold waters and we keep Sprites in there. Well, I ordered the 23 liter version. It's right here. I bought this. I bought that. I bought these two things. If you go to my YouTube profile and you go to community and you click on posts, you're gonna see this thing was like $6.49 and then they dropped it to $5.99. Then they dropped it to $5.49 and I was like, okay, $5.49. All right. So let's open this thing up. This room is kind of a disaster. This is all my power banks in this thing, and I threw a couple cables in there, but yeah, this box is completely full of power banks and it's not even all of them. But let's freaking go. Let's open this up. And let's check it out. Because I, every single day, have been looking for videos on the 23 liter. And I can tell you that as of today, the 18th of July, there's a YouTube short in Japanese that shows like a very short clip of the 23 liter. And then there's a video in Japanese where they keep the 23 liter closed and they just show two different angles. And yeah, I'm super excited to be one of the first to make a video of this thing in America. So we have the car port. This is fantastic because if you have power stations such as this Anker SOLIX C300 DC, which is currently powering a little backpack fridge that I have, is powering the fridge with the DC port. So I can use this to charge it up. And then here we have the AC. So this is awesome if you plan on keeping it plugged in inside where AC is more available. If you plan on using this on the go with a power station or in your car or something, you will always want to use DC. Always use this. This is the most efficient. If you use a DC to AC inverter or like a power station that has AC inverter, you are converting DC to AC and then AC back to DC. And you're gonna get significantly less hours on that battery or that run, or it's just a lot less efficient in general. So don't do that, just don't do that. Use DC when possible. And then we have the instruction booklet guide here. And we've got some little coasters for the wheel. I think they're called coasters. Basically it stops the wheel from rolling around. So they're like wheel chocks, you know? For those of you that have ever had a car where the emergency brake doesn't work anymore, you know what I'm talking about. The worst is when you drive a stick shift and the emergency brake doesn't work anymore. It's even worse. Your vehicle, when the distributor, if it's raining outside, your car doesn't start. So you can't turn it off after you've got it started. I can tell you this box, if you watch the video of this thing right here, this box is significantly smaller on the outside. My hallway is kind of narrow and it's just so much easier to do this one. And I'm just looking at this thing. Look at this. It's just smaller. You can just look at it and tell that. It's fantastic. And it's lighter, the box is smaller. As someone who takes a road trip here in the Midwest to Middle Tennessee, the Nashville area, it's like a 600-mile drive. Trust me, having drinks in the car that are cold, it's actually kind of cute. Like, I can't get over this. This is quite literally adorable. We're gonna compare it directly to the 40 liter. Oh my gosh. So you still retain this little thing that folds out and you have a cutting board. Now I'm super curious. Oh my gosh. I know it has drinks in it, so that makes it heavier too. Sorry about my ugly mess of power banks and cables here, but here's the other one. Oh my gosh, it is, hold on. I gotta make some room. The wheels are smaller. This extends out like, hold on. So it's not like super shorter, but it's a lot lower. This might actually fit in my trunk. I got a picture of me trying to put this in my trunk. There's no way my trunk just can't, no. This might actually work. But let's pull that out again. Okay. Oh, so that's a change too. On this one, it's more of a flat, the handle's kind of like recessed up in there. There's like a spot to grab it. But on this one, it's right here. So that's a difference there. I didn't mean to like do the comparison right away. I was just like kind of tickled. I was like, I've got to do this now. I'm lining them up wheel to wheel so they're even on this side. And it's not a whole lot skinnier per se, I don't think. The video doesn't make it look that much smaller, but it really is that much smaller. Like, that's crazy. All right, let's stack it on top. It's so much lighter than the other one. I just can't get over that. So here it is. Let's just get it on the very edge here. Kind of line this up. So it's definitely more narrow than the other one, that's for sure. That's so cool. And then here's a look at it from this angle. From this angle, you can see that it's about as perfect as I can get it, even. And then here's the extra difference. So I saw that the attachments were different, meaning this one is longer. You've got 1, 2, and then 2 big ones. 1, 2, and the 2 big ones. But I've heard that the attachments can't quite all fit 3 of them because of the size. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's focus on this one. I guess I could show you everything I've got in here right now. When I say this thing keeps drinks cold, I have mine set to 35 degrees. It's cold. Like, I don't think I've ever had a fridge that keeps water and everything just this cold. It is super fantastic. I love this thing. And there you go. I have a YouTube short where you can fit 60 cans. 60 cans inside this cooler if you lay them all this way, because you can do 3 rows. It's just crazy how much storage is in this little guy. And then when you close it, you hear the little fan at the top here, and it shows here that the fan's on, and it's circulating that air to make it nice and even in there. All right, now let's keep our attention on this little cute guy here. So nothing really different. Vents. Oh, biggest change so far that I've seen is gonna be this right here. So taking a look at this one has 2 little doors for your cables to pass through. And it's got a slot for 2 batteries. It only needs 1 battery to run. Right now it's on and it's draining this left battery. It shows 84%, the other one's still full. Now the cool thing is, if you watch this screen and I pulled this battery out, it was using this battery to run, but now it instantly switched over to this one without powering down or turning off. So then if I put that one back in and now it's fully charged, say we brought it inside and connected it to external power, which you can do. Now we can pull this one out and it's running off of the left one and the right one's disconnected. So it only runs on 1 battery at a time. It then fully kills the battery and runs off of the next one. Then you can take the dead battery out, bring it inside, fully charge it, and it's fully charged in a few hours, which is way less time than the like 2 days, 3 days this thing will run for on 1 battery. I've gotten this thing to run for almost a 5th day on Eco at 35 degrees. That was fantastic. Now on this one, there's only 1 door to access your ports to charge the battery in here. So you can charge the battery in here, or you can connect this to your laptop and charge your laptop. So the benefit of this one is I can use one of those ports to charge my laptop, knowing that if this thing dies charging my laptop, I've got that second battery ready to go. With this one, you're gonna keep in mind that if you fully charge a laptop, you're gonna gain significantly less time because this just has the single battery that it comes with. So if you pull this battery out to charge it, obviously it's not running. You're gonna need to connect DC or AC or solar to keep it running. Now the cool thing is, so if you do get a second battery, like this one for example, right? So I know that this battery is at like 20 or 10% or something. I can just pull it out and I can put this fully charged battery in there and then turn the unit back on and keep going and bring this one inside to fully charge. So there's still a benefit of having a second battery. It's just not as convenient. I really didn't mean to make for the unboxing to be literally the comparison video as well. This thing is so heavy with drinks in it. All right, so what we're gonna do now is just connect the battery. I'm going to use the DC cable for now because I'm going to show you using my Solix C300 AC. All right, so this has a DC port on it. All right, and then we're gonna connect it to the power on here, which as you can see, we've got our fuse, we've got our AC, and we have our DC. I'm gonna go ahead and plug it into that port here, which does block the solar next to it. All right, and then I'm gonna open the app on my phone here. All right, and we currently already have the app. I'm recording the screen. I'll put it up on where I am because you'd be better to look at that than me. As you can see, we have the SOLIX EverFrost 2 40 liter. It has had a couple different updates since I got it. We are now on version 1039 as of recording this video. And it tells me the left battery and the right battery. I'm going to turn the DC port on here, and it's going to activate the battery that's in here, right? And you can just open this little flap to access everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it down so I can easily get to the ports and you can see the battery level and everything. So we're gonna choose English, okay. And you can set it from -4 all the way to 68. And you can also choose Celsius. I live in the United States. I'm familiar with Fahrenheit. I do not quite understand Celsius as well as I do Fahrenheit. So what we're gonna do is go back and we're gonna add a device. You can scan a QR code, scan for cooler user guide, scan for battery user guide. So we're just gonna add a device. It found the SOLIX 23 liter. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and use Wi-Fi. That way when I'm at work, I can literally log into this thing right here and change the temperature, see if it's fully charged. It's super convenient. And the screen automatically turned off. That's something you can change in the settings. When my unit is on and powered, I like the screen to be on. Now, some people are gonna argue that's gonna kill your battery, but I don't think it's gonna be as much as people think, so I'm not worried about it. And the cool thing about the app is we can go here and we can very quickly change it to -4. That was super quick versus the other way. And it says Anker has joined your network. That's my Google Nest Wi-Fi Pro, letting me know that it sees a new device connected to my internet. And it shows that there's a 46-watt battery input currently. Now I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the DC and let it run a battery for a little bit because I want the battery to get a little bit lower. We're pushing 103 watts. So I can go to my C300 here and show you that. See the car charging output here is 103 watts. It says it can sustain this for an hour and 45 minutes. Now, the really cool thing about this is we have the USB-C charging port on the power station and on the battery here. So what we can do is now connect the battery right here. And now we're gonna have an input on this battery. It shows, wow, yeah, there we go. And if we look at the total output on the C300, it is now doing 143 watts total output. And it shows 81 through the carport. Now when we go to the EverFrost 23 liter, you can see we got an input of 96 watts. So that number should increase. What we're gonna do is just turn this off for now and let it run on the battery. Get the battery down a little bit. And we're just gonna go through the settings on here and see what's different. For screen brightness, we can change it to low. We can change it to medium, or we can change it to high. So very cool. I'm gonna keep it on medium. Keep screen always on. If my unit is powered on and working, I want to see that. So voltage protection is your car. If you have the DC port plugged into your car, you don't want this thing to drain your battery in your car so low that your car won't start. So you can choose high or keep it middle where it's at, or low, where it allows the voltage to get very low. So I'm gonna keep it on low because I don't connect this to my car serial lighter. We can change the device name, so it's set to that. I kind of just want to see EverFrost 2 23 liter. So Wi-Fi, temperature, serial number, firmware. So this is on the latest firmware as of it shipping, which as you can see is 3032, and the battery's the same as the other one. And that's about it. Very simple. You can change a different Wi-Fi, you can connect it to Bluetooth. I mean, it's pretty cool. You can do some stuff here. But as you can see, the battery output is 51 watts right now. It is currently draining the battery inside this thing. Now I could get like my laptop, for example, connect it to the Type-C port here and plug in my laptop. And if you can see that, the little light's on, it's currently charging our laptop, which is at 54%. And now on the app accurately reflects that the battery is now pushing out 112 watts. Like I mentioned earlier, the downside of this is the battery's gonna drain a whole lot faster. On the other one, if you've got the second battery in, whatever battery the unit is using to keep the fridge cold, you could just use the other battery to charge your laptop and not worry so much about runtime. Drawing 112 watts consistently, you're gonna definitely worry about your runtime, that's for sure. Now, the goal is actually to get this battery down low. So I'm gonna keep this plugged in and charging, and I'm gonna open it up and show you the differences inside. And I'm also gonna close this lid and show you it charging this way. There you go. All right, so this is the biggest change I saw in a couple photos that Anker posted. Open the lid. There's no fan. There's no fan here. Please be careful not to pinch your fingers when closing the door, and then that's in different languages. There's no fan here. One of the biggest selling points of the EverFrost 2 40 and 58 liter was this fan that keeps everything fresh and circulating. So I close the lid, fan icon turns on. I can hear the fan currently working, and when I open it, it's still spinning, and then it's gonna stop. And there you go, it stopped. There's the fan. It's keeping everything in here, the air circulated and cold, and it has worked so well. This one doesn't have a fan. No fan. In the lid. Of course there's a fan that's driving the compressor, but no fan. I'm not a fan of that. That was not planned. That was not planned. All right, and there's the space inside. So what we're gonna do is, oh, it's already cold. The walls are already very cold. We have a light, obviously, that shines in here. We're gonna fill this with water. I do not have cans to put in here to fill it up. I'll have to make another YouTube short like I did for the 40 liter that shows how many 12-ounce cans can fit in there. But I do have a bunch of bottled water, so let's do that. All right, I have a 40 pack that's unopened of bottled water from Walmart. Let's see how many we can fit in here. All right, so we can fit 16.9 ounce bottles like that, right? The nice thing about not having a fan is the other one, the fan blocks some of the room that you could use to store stuff. So we can do 16 that way, and then the rest of them, we can just sit like that. It's not great. So 21 that way. So that works, you can do that. And you actually could fit probably another one. Yeah, all right, 22 bottles. Now what about the other way? Okay, so we fit 20 bottles, and we'll close it. Nice, 20 bottles. We do have a pretty big gap right here where we could fit something else other than water, because of water, well, we might be able to eat. Yeah, okay, so that works. And this is a smaller fridge, obviously. It's 40 liters over here, this one that you can't see, versus 23 liters. So obviously it's a smaller fridge. But there you go, about 20 to 22 bottles of water. So that's not horrible, that's good. I mean, that's a lot of bottles. Okay, so we can fit 4 flat like this per row. And it can go 4 high, so that's 16 bottles of water. This looks like the most efficient way to do this. Now you can lay 1 long ways, or you can do 1, 2, 3, 4 with some here. So, okay, don't want it to have that one. There you go. We've got 20 bottles of water. So this way it looks nice and clean. What if we lay it long ways? We're probably not gonna do any better. So 2, 3, 4, 5, so 21 bottles. Yeah, so either way you do it, you're looking at 20 to 22 bottles of water in this size. So not bad at all. I mean, like I've said a couple different times, it's a smaller fridge. Obviously the 40 liters versus 23 liters, that is a significant size loss. Here we have centimeters, so it goes 1 to 35. On the 40 liter, it goes to 40 centimeters. On this one, it goes from 1 inch to 14 inches, and here it goes to 16 inches. All right, the app shows we got 115 watts outputting because we still have the laptop charging. It is currently at 65%, and the temperature in here is 58 degrees. So you can, of course, change the temperature by going up, or you can use the app and go to set temperature and change it to 35. All right, and one of the things I want to talk about now is what I was trying to do earlier, but I was trying to get the battery lower. So we have the ability to dual charge this thing. I'm going to come over here and turn on this C300 here. All right, so we turned on the DC. So now we got the carport going. And let's disconnect that. And let's plug in the USB-C input now. Since we were outputting, let's change it to input. All right, as you can see, the output's not there anymore. And now we got 91 watts of input. And if we go to the C300 here, 81 watts through the carport and 63 watts through the USB-C, so 144 watts total. That's a lot better than taking away that, but then it jumps to 100 watts with the carport. I mean, that's about 45 watts faster. In my video of the 40 liter, it shows the DC output doing like 105 watts, and then each Type-C port on the 2 batteries was doing 60, so it was 120 additional watts. I don't know why this one slows down the DC whenever you connect up. Maybe it's because of the, let's change it. All right, so what we're gonna do now is separate the charging. So that's doing 100 watts through the DC port, as you can see on the screen there. Now we're gonna connect a C200 DC that does not have a port for cars, and it has a output port. So that's the big deal, because if you have an input/output, these two are gonna fight which one charges which. This has an output only port. We'll connect it to this, and we'll see if it changes the output on. Okay, so it was the fact that we connected 2 things to that one guy, because that's currently doing 63 watts and that's doing 103 watts. And if we go out to the 23 liter, oh, it shows it's only doing 92. But that's because it's currently working right now to get things to the temperature. If it didn't have to do that, say we changed it to 65. If it didn't have to do that, oh, look at that, 143 watts of input, man, that's nuts. Let's change it to 68 so it doesn't have to use the, because it's currently 52 degrees inside the actual cooler. Now it's off, it's not on at the moment. And yeah, it's 144 watts, baby, let's freaking go. This thing's gonna charge so fast. That's crazy, bro. 144 watts. This battery charges at 60 watts whenever you have it separated from the unit and you charge it like independently on its own. So like, say you have a second battery ready to go, it's fully charged, and you put that battery in here and you pull the old one out, it's gonna charge at 60 watts using anything that you plug into it. That can do the 60 watts, of course. But when you connect it to the unit and then you use the DC or the solar input, and then you use the Type-C like we have here, you're gonna get the fastest charge speed possible, which proves it here at 144 watts. That's crazy. Let's get it to 35 degrees now. So yeah, I heard the compressor in here turn on. So now it's using some of that power to actually cool the stuff down in here. And as you can see, the battery input has changed to 100 watts from 144 watts. So it's gonna charge faster when it's up to temperature and it's not using the fan and compressor and everything in here. So this is super fantastic. The only thing left to do now is see if it fits in my trunk and see if it fits better in my car than this one does in the back seat. You can't really see what I'm touching here. It's right here. All right, if this video helped at all, we got a new coffee table and someone's coming to get that one, so it's currently right there. And then my solar panels, kind of a mess in here because I'm a nerd and I have lots of stuff. As you can see, it's very cloudy. We haven't had any sun all day, and I want to post this video. If you want to see this thing charging with solar, please go to my 40 liter video. I'll have a timestamp and it'll show solar input, and this will operate the same way with solar that the other one will. Let's see if it'll fit in there. The other one absolutely would not because it was too much, it just wouldn't go in. All right, that's already a better look. I know for a fact that I can get it in there. Ta-da! That's already way better than the other one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can literally keep this thing in my car and still open the lid and get to all the stuff inside. And then you could move it long ways, but you wouldn't be able to open the lid. And I have a box. I keep that box in there so I can put all my junk in it and basically just quickly pull it out to remove all my junk. And then when I want to have some of that stuff for like an emergency or whatever, I can keep it in here. But this is already, wow. The other one would not, no matter how you tried, go in. It was just too long, too wide, too tall, just too much. And this one fits. let's put in the back seat now. That was absolutely effortless to get in the car versus the 40 liter, and I still have room to move my seat back. And this is my normal seating position, but I can absolutely move the seat back and have more room. But this isn't the ideal way for me, because then you gotta get out to open it. I wanna flip it around. All right, so now it's turned around the other way, where from inside the vehicle, my daughter, who'll be sitting over there, can open and get a drink out. And I still have access to the solar input down there if I want to use the solar panel, or the DC input if I want to use the cigarette lighter in my car. And now from inside the vehicle, can open it up and get my drinks out. And this is a full seat. Like, that's so cool, dude. And then this side's a little bit heavier than this side right now because it's empty. But whenever you start filling this thing with all those waters, it's gonna weigh a lot more right here, which is great because then it'll wanna naturally sit more, you know, deeper into this than that. Because right now that side's a little bit heavier, but it won't be when you fill it up. And then what if we want to do it long ways? That works as well, but now we lose this space right here. We can still fit a grown person here, but we can't fit like a child or a dog or anybody right there. But if we don't need to fit a dog or a child or somebody there, we've got arguably easier to open and close now. And we have a lot of room there to put something that's tall. That's awesome. The fact that it fits in the trunk is so massive, so massive. Like, that's just huge. This is automatically much more convenient to carry on trips. I got it in the car with no trouble. I'm able to spin it around and move it in the car, and it's like almost effortless because it all fits so much better. Like, dude, come on. This thing is the ultimate, like, trip. Oh, look at that. Like, you can see the cold literally rushed out, and I can see it in the air. This thing is automatically way more convenient for trips now than the other one is. Yeah, this is going in the car the next time we go on a road trip. This is just too much. Oh, there we go. It just did it again. Oh, I'm giddy. I'm just super excited. This is fantastic, man. Because we have a little puppy. Keep the little dog right there, and the daughter sits right here. Oh, so good. Now the only thing missing is the 58 liter. I wonder how many of you are gonna wanna see a comparison of all three of these and add the 58 liter to the, I don't know, use your voice, let me know, use your voice. But this is exciting. If this fits in my car, I'm gonna go find out after I'm done. I gotta empty this thing because it's gonna be heavy with all the drinks in it. You see these arms? You see these arms? These arms don't lift, bro. But if it fits in my car better than this one does, and if it fits in my, especially if it fits in my trunk, oh my gosh, this is gonna be the ultimate one. If it doesn't fit in the trunk, then it'll definitely fit better in the back seat than this one, because this one's a lot taller, and it's longer, and it's wider. So this one will be easier for trips, especially to pick it up and carry it around and stuff. This one will be a whole lot easier for trips. But with it not having that fan, I don't know. I mean, that fan's super awesome. It just keeps, it's so cold right here. The fan itself is freezing because everything in here is freezing. Well, not freezing, 35 degrees, but still. I don't know. Only like a long-term, you know, a few days from now, if I use this every day instead of this, that's kind of the goal. Just use this for now and see if it makes a difference having the fan. I will add a pinned comment below and update description with a YouTube short with a quick review, or post a second follow-up video a few weeks from now, depending on how many people want to see it and if I have enough to talk about, because I feel like I talked about a whole lot of things in this one video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's a small favor to ask for, but honestly, it helps the YouTube algorithm, and it's gonna push this video to more people's homepage, and they're gonna be able to see this video. It's a small favor to ask, but it makes such a huge difference. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you wanna see more videos of future stuff, including the 58 liter, or the new Anker SOLIX, whatever comes out next. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm most active on my YouTube community page, remember that. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out.